shields, you got more damage. Like every hero is going to end up with more health, but they're going to also die faster because of all the extra abilities and things that are happening. So, what are you excited to look for in this first match, considering all these fun changes and wrinkles we're going to see with the stadium format?
I haven't kept up with the stadium updates in a hot minute. So last thing I remember was DPS was really buff. Diva and Zara really also really buff. Changes. I think Juno's gotten a little bit up there. Of course, they've added new characters times since I played. So excited to see if there's things people have missed out. Maybe they haven't read patch notes. People are super fun. Maybe there's someone actually knows this is the way to go. This is what you should be avoiding. Vice versa.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see which roles are gonna really step up because, like you said, with the recent updates and patches as well, it's gonna make those some of those roles stronger than others. As we can see, the rosters here, two pretty strong teams for this first matchup. I'm definitely looking at that DPS line for Kanezaka with both Jinxed and Pomku. That could be a really strong TPS line, and that Kanezaka Pebbles team has a lot of names that we've seen before in other BPL tournaments.
Yes, I've played with Jinx. Love them. I played with Sandy. Love them. Everyone else, I think I know about Eags. Everyone else, brand new to me. So excited to see how they play this one out.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like this is kind of the wild west of stadium tournament, right? This is our first game, so it's really hard to make a lot of predictions on what these teams are gonna do, both like composition wise and also just how they're gonna gel and play together. Obviously, this being a weekend tournament. And one thing to keep in mind as well, obviously different from regular Overwatch, is there's going to be no swaps once the game starts.
Yeah, so you got to have a good plan coming to this. I don't know if they're doing draft order like how they had a couple seasons ago. I don't know if that's still in play, but definitely, like you said, there's no change of people. So you go in with what you got, and you just gotta work with what you have and make the most of it, and hope the other team is either they don't counter you and you counter them.
For sure, and I think it's going to be fun to see as well. Like sometimes we see certain hero matchups, like the first one that pops into my head is say Diva versus Zarya, and a lot of times you'll see a switch off the Diva because it's tough to play in a Zarya, or there's a lot of different versions of heroes getting countered by other heroes, and if that happens, the player that's getting countered is just gonna have to ride it out. Now, obviously, with the perks and stuff that you can get in Stadium, that's gonna really help level the playing field a bit.
Yeah, I know a couple seasons ago, Mercy was really broken with just so much HP. I'm surprised. I'm sure that has been, of course, nerfed and put down, but I will not be surprised if someone has some exploit with certain character having too much health, certain character doing so much damage. They have a build that they're gonna run. Maybe we see, a team comp. Maybe we see a team that does. We're gonna do a one trick of what we normally play and what works, and we're just gonna run it. So I'm excited to see how these teams approach. Except first game, there's no like tape to look over. There's no, hey, how did we play this in the past? This is what they're known for doing. Blah blah. There is none of that. It's you're gonna go in. You have an idea of what they play, but because Stadium is not just a character anymore. After that, after the first round, it comes down to okay, team build, how they play in that character. Do they even play that character in this mode? And all that. So yeah, like you said, first game of this ever. These two teams are going to be guinea pigs, to put
Yeah,
it frank.
yeah. It's is there any like specific hero you're kind of excited to see? Like for me personally, like I haven't played a ton of Stadium, but when I do, I play a lot of Sigma, and you can do like builds that have like you can build the accretions super fast, and you're basically just chucking rocks all the time. Like, is there any certain hero where you're like, oh, maybe I want to see this build? Like, this could be fun to see.
I want to see the
Just
cast because the fan the hammer just I see people that'll just walk down main on like the push one of the push maps and just fan the hammer because they have fast reload, roll no roll cooldown, all this. I know that Horus as Lucio player they have the infinite boop, which takes a while to get this that. I know with Diva there's the ult, which is basically 500% more radius of that bomb. Pretty much anywhere on the map, you're gone. So, but I definitely want to see a cast build of just infinite fan the hammer.
Yeah, that'll be good. Like that's what's getting me pretty excited about this tournament starting today. It's like we are going to see some stuff that would just be out of control normally. Like we've seen some of those crazy plays like over the years of BPL and all these different formats that they've run. I think this weekend we are going to see some of the most insane play that we've ever seen.
Yes, yes. So we do have bans coming in. Apparently, so it's Ash and Cass. I did not know they could both ban the same like hero pool. That's new. Usually it's one. Usually if someone bans DPS, you ban tank or support. So maybe it's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's so many people. I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed for you, Relevant, because you're not going
I
to be
know.
able to see that cast right away.
I know. I know. It's gonna be rough. We'll see it at some point. We'll see it at some point, maybe. Hopefully.
Well, hey, that's the silver lining, right? They can't. I'm assuming they can't be banned again later on, so
Yes.
free and clear after this. All right,
I
so
do like these logos they got.
yeah, the branding on BPL is always just on point. Like
Yeah.
they do not miss with the different logos they come out with, and like these are the first two we've seen, and they're two for two, honestly. Like let's be real about
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
uh, they're bang on. So AR do something versus Kanezaka Pebbles. These are the two teams we got going up, and it's gonna be a really fun. It's gonna be a really fun match. I think these two teams are gonna give us a lot to digest when this one's all over.
Yes. Yeah. Because this will set a tone of how teams should play. Maybe this gives, as times go on, if whoever wins, they battle, later rounds, they have something to look off of and play around. So very excited to see who gets on top. Oh,
Right, so we're almost
okay.
ready to go here. Just working out a couple things as we get ready to go.
For
Um,
once, it's not a technical issue.
yeah,
That's
it looks
crazy.
like we got somebody just reconnecting quickly here. So that's how you know it's a legit Overwatch tournament because there's problems right out the gate.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Yeah, not a tech issue for once. Um, that it's not gonna happen. Knock on wood. There you go. So next stream. How many rounds are in stadium? Is it best of three or is it best of four? I don't know how
It's
this
best.
has seen this.
They moved it back. So originally it was best of four, like up to 7 games, and then they shortened it. I think last season they tried that out, decided that it didn't quite work as well.
Hmm.
So gone back to that like up to 7 maps, so that'd be best of four. I think if there's one team absolutely rolling, there is a mercy rule that kicks in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope we don't see that. Frankly, I hope we get matches going a little bit longer
Hope it's
than like
competitive.
yeah.
So, done.
But that kind of reminds me another kind of fun thing to look at and keep in mind as we go on is just the economy of like earning stadium points, like which team is ahead, which team is getting those bounties to get extra stadium points as we move on. Like there's so many fun little little wrinkles that we haven't seen before in kind of a competitive tournament like this. So not just how they navigate these economies in this game here today, but as we go on throughout the weekend, maybe what teams will learn to how use these economies more efficiently.
Yeah, especially when it comes to builds. Like I know, like the better perks, of course, like cost like 10 grand. Blah blah. So it also comes down to who on the team is getting the most, like as you say, credits points. Because let's say your tank's getting a lot, which is great. If your support's lacking, well, now you're gonna have some form of a weekly guarantee, not just because of the person playing, maybe just because they're behind on economy points, and it kind of just kind of puts you in a little bit of hole.
And that hole can get really deep really fast too. If like let's say like I'm just gonna pick a random hero here. Let's say both teams have a Kariko, and one Kariko is like carrying the lobby, and the other Kariko is like getting run down all the time. So you're gonna see that gap widen like between a specific hero even, which could really change the complexion of the later rounds because it's gonna be. I imagine the longer something like that goes on, the harder it's gonna be to catch up.
Yes, especially if it's like, the middle rounds, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, it's just gonna be outlandish.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be tough for sure. And we're just we could say we're just waiting here just to build up the suspense, a little bit more. We're just
yeah,
trying to get everybody on the edge of their seats. So hopefully when this pops off, it's gonna be really like a really strong game between these two because I think like going back to the rosters as well. I just I got them written down here, and that Pebbles team like Jinxed, Pomku, they also have Hunter Tane and Silvertalls and Bells. So like that support line of Silvertalls and Bells could be really strong as well.
yeah. Especially I gotta play the Keegs. Keegs is also, yeah. Okay, we're in finally.
All right.
Oh my God, this is a little different. This is a weird. The Pebbles lineup's really throwing me off here.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to see
Stuff.
tank battle too. The Winston versus a Junker Queen is not like the most popular kind of battle you'll see between the tanks, so that should be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited for this Aura line with Lucio, Ana. The other side's Moira Kiriko. They definitely, I think, do something is going with more of a DPS rundown with Moira Kiriko.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard backline to get into if you're the Pebbles. Like, obviously, they don't have any like super diving characters running the Sojourn Aura, and so
Yeah.
they're going for like a really poke-heavy comp hero.
Right, I forgot. Some people are third person. Oh, it's supposed to be the. Oh, we have damage counters. Okay, I like this.
Yeah, this is gonna get to see it right now. Pomku just trying to get the high ground from Aura. Up into some early dodgers, an early elimination.
Oh, great start.
Yeah, and now Keek goes down first. You can see Pomku just healing right now from the skies, and with Hunter Kane getting another kill with help of Andrew. This could be the first fight here for Kanezaka Pebbles, and they are off to the race.
Yeah, and again, the pushes of the glass far. It's very short map, so to them, it's really, one choke point normally, and that could be, 2 fights in short. So definitely gonna just kill this high ground. But I mean, I'm gonna see this Winston just dive on that backline. As we see, he's already on that Ana, that Tracer. Oh my God, that's one.
After those Winston sometimes getting into the backline will still be on their health, but AR do something is turning this one around. Ferguson's able to find one with the rail. Andrew's facing a back that might be a little too late to take a little bit of that Sojourn in on the point, and this looks like Cole is going to be going over to AR do something, but Kanezaka Pebbles not wanting to pick this up without a hard fight, but they finally have to concede.
I think Eags has a double jump on Winston. I think he has a second directional double jump. Unless I'm mistaken, no one's pushing cart.
That's
okay. I mean, there we go. Finally, someone noticed. That was a quick. An ult? So confused.
Option getting in with that barrage early on here, and that is going to put Pebbles right back into the front seat. They're going to get forward. Eagles going to get one. Finally gets rid of the threat of Pomku, but Hunter Tane is into the back line, onto the bot with that Junker Queen. And when that Junker Queen gets up close and personal, they are such a menace. You can see the follow coming up from the rest of Kanezaka Pebbles, and now they are back on the cart and defending their lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Pharah with 80% charge. As you said, they use Barrage on that so I want to know what perk the Pharah grabbed to have like a short little Barrage burst, because that is so interesting to me. Oh, this okay.
Now all being dumped into the fight here. This is everybody getting 32 much right now, and then that was a great product coming out from Nico and AR or something, and I think that's what really helped turn the fight around.
Yeah, especially, I mean, AR used both support ults. Pebbles, they use 3 ults. They use Barrage, they use Nano, and they use Rampage. So, I mean, Do Something has a little advantage here. They're still down on this in this last fight. It's OT already. So, if you're Do Something, you gotta just play card, get your picks where you can. Pebbles just has to make sure that they're not getting caught out. As we see, just gonna get ran on here.
That's
an escape.
Doing a good job of that Tracer, getting into the back, has to use the recall early on here. Ferguson does have the OC online. Try and Hunter Kane are able to make one here. Nobody's on
my god, AC9.
Do it for the first round.
Wow.
And what a way to start.
There's enough pressure from that fair there, and we already got C9 on the first map.
Yeah, we got it out early. You know?
Yeah, I got it early. You know, no one has level of expectation to embarrass. It's already happened.
Yeah.
Everyone else can take a deep breath.
And it is something to keep in mind as well, how quick some of these maps go compared to maybe what you're used to with this. Obviously, you know, with a push map going 8 minutes in competitive, 10 in quick play, those push maps are quite a lot faster. But like we were in overtime for quite a while before the C9 occurred, so it's not like that came as too much of a surprise, I would think.
Is that a cleanse icon I'm looking at on the Winston there? Is that a cleanse with Rampage? Is my assumption. That okay. I saw the cloning. What else? My god, oh my god, look at all the health over there from the JQ. Oh my god.
That's not somebody you want to see running at you as a JQ with that.
Look at those bars, so many bars. Oh my god, yeah, that's gonna be a scary run down main to see just 20 bars of health.
And like we can already see it, we talked about it in the opening, Irrelevant, just that difference in economy. Like we're already seeing a little bit of a gap in a couple different areas for the Pebbles. So we'll see if they're able to kind of translate that into more fight wins. But obviously some of these builds will get stronger as the game goes on. So it does depend on the heroes a bit as well. But Pomku's not too worried about what's going to happen later. They are still crushing on that far. Hunter Kane's able to get in the back line and get Sandy. And now it's going to be rough for AR Do Something to survive this fight without their Kariko. And it looks like they are going to smartly disengage here as the point unlocks.
Listen, Pomko got a simple little barrage there and it's out halfway. So there must be, yeah, definitely a perk of some sort. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, but like you see already, like you were talking about, Soj, the other Soj has 13 on Pebbles, the other side's only 10, so the Soj gap is showing early. That was, what was the clone kill? Okay, that threw me off. This is gonna be sore. But there's one.
Hunter Kane is honestly doing work on that Junker Queen right now because they're able to get into the back line and it's they're kind of unchecked by Keeks on the other side because that Winston wants to get into the back line of Kanezaka Pebbles, and while the Winston's gone, the Junker Queen is just running roughshod over the front line and really creating some space for Pomku and Andrew to do the work on the DPS line. And so far so good. The first point has been taken, and now it's Kanezaka Pebbles just, or sorry, they are going to take it here. It looks like. I don't think Do Something can recontest this one.
No. Whoever the honor is on Pebbles somehow lived at like 2 HP like 3 times. He just did not either commit and did not have enough people to commit with. But I'm surprised they lived that long. We have what, 3-4 ults coming to this fight? My god, they have something happening.
It does seem really tough right now for Do Something. Like they have that Moira Kiri backline, which you think is pretty sustainable, but they are running into a lot of problems just keeping up all the time. Although Keegs is going nuts on the Winston, they're able to get through. Hunter Tane's able to trade one back. Pomku has a fraud because of course he does, because that seems to be almost constant at this point with that perk. And now Mita's able to get in too, and that is going to turn it around for AR Do Something. It'll be up for Kanezaka Pebbles to recontest, or we're gonna have one fight or 1 point for all the marbles.
All marbles, and we have 4 ults on Do Something. We have 4 ults for Pebbles. I mean, anything can happen. I do think though, Do Something with support line has a better chance. They have Rush, they have Coalescence. The other side, I mean, you have Beat, saves you health for so long. And Nano can only help one person, so they gotta get these picks out fast. Oh, not a good start for Pebbles. Lucio already out of the fight.
That's rough, losing the Lucio and losing that sound barrier, so they don't even have access to the Lucio ult. And now we got Hunter Dane
Oh,
going
wow.
in with the Rampage, and that is going to hit multiple members of AR do something, but they are hitting back. Mina and Keeg's able to get one each to keep this going for AR do something, staying in onto the point. This is going to be a massive fight in the way of deciding this round. Hunter Dane doing a good job staying alive. Mina once again is able to get Ballerina on that Lucio, and that means the beat was spent this time around, but it wasn't able to hit too many members, and now Air Do Something is sitting pretty on the point. They have the Kitsune Rush online and enforced as the overclock gets popped as well from Ferguson here, and they are able to find one. Andrew's going to trade one back with an overclock of their own, but that is only going to be a drop in the bucket as the cleanup is coming through for AR Do Something, and they are going to tie this match up.
Wow. Great effort from Do Something there to bring it back. I mean, especially considering I thought Pebbles had a little bit more ults there the last few fights, but they held their own. One thing I am seeing though, again, there's still an economy gap between the Sojas. Other than that, I think everyone is pretty similar on the standpoint. Yes, Lucio's lacking a little bit on the support line. So there's 2 spots lacking on both ends. Will that heavily affect? Depends how they spend their money and what they spend it on. But the Soj, the differential could be a bit more than they would want.
True, I will say though, like Ferguson was able to really pop off on that last fight with the Sojourn, so at least up until this point, not letting that difference in economy really show in the fights. But like we've kind of said, this that could be a problem as the map continues. As we see these teams just build up, the Winston up to 750 HP with a bunch of
Jesus.
armor. That is that is going to be a beefy Winston. That's going to be a tough tank to take down.
Especially with like a fourth of that being armor. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, over here, I see ability power for JQ, surprise some lifesteal stuff. Yep. More weapon damage. The other side, ability power, ability power, ability power. So running a bit more, your util is going to be a lot more important than just your average, your normal weapon. The other side is going more weapon focused, I think. So relying less on their cooldowns to do all the work for them, they're relying on their own skill, while Pebbles are relying on their cooldowns more than their own skill.
And it's really fun to see the difference in strategy and like how it works with some of these characters. Like I really like the Ana with the extra ability power. I think that makes that character a lot stronger. Mina's able to get this first pick here. Mina has been doing a great job of getting these first eliminations in fights, which is obviously the Tracer's job. And doing a good job of getting AR do something off on the right foot in a lot of these fights. And now Mina gets 2. This Tracer is starting to heat up.
Oh yeah. Mina is just running around everybody, does not care who's looking, just walking through both front lines, just not caring. But yeah, already off to a strong start for Do Something. I mean, yeah, that one's gonna be hard to take down, especially we don't have really anybody that does significant damage to armor. I mean, Far does, Soj does, but like JQ has to get kind of close and personal, and you're dealing with a tank that can kind of just bunny hop you to your backline with no regards to you.
Yeah, it really does seem like the play for Keegs right now is to just ignore that Junker Queen. And that seemed to cause problems early on, but the further this game has been going, the stronger that Winston's becoming. And, that play
Unless it's already?
walking
That's crazy.
is working. And now, yeah, we got some ultimates coming out here as well. Tries able to get rid of Silverdoll's with the Coalescent. And now with Keegs getting another, they're at 60% for Do Something, and they're not looking like they want to give this one up.
No, that Coalescence, by the way, lasted like probably 10 to 12 seconds. A lot longer than it was. So, yeah, whoever's playing more over and that are doing great, has an amazing build. That is Try. Yeah, Try's having a great build right now. Mina is just going to look for a sneaky pulse bomb, probably on that Soldier Ana. Oh, just not committed. Thought about it.
Is able to join up with Keegs on that Winston, so they got 2 into the back line now. Silvertolls goes down, and that pulse bomb is still into the back pocket as we might be in the last fight here. Barrage comes up for a minute. Now that Kitsune Rush once again looking to lock everything down here on the objective. Hunter Tane getting low and gets taken out. And just like that, 99-0 and now 100. AR do something, just rolls through that round in Busan.
You didn't even need pulse bomb there. Literally, he's just doing all the work, just stuffing the barrel down the other team, and does not care for the ultimate. It's just kind of not getting noticed. And even when the Nina is being noticed, she kind of just ignores them. She's either getting ignored or is ignoring whoever is shooting her. She's definitely tunnel visioned, but hey, it's working flawlessly. I wouldn't stop doing it if it's working like this either.
Absolutely, you can't argue with results. And now you can see with 2 rounds in a row, and especially without really losing a fight on Busan, you can see those bounties have gone over to the Moira, Tracer, and Winston. So obviously going to be high value targets in this next round, but like they've been pretty hard to eliminate so far.
Yes, yeah, and I mean, I feel like that. Yeah, 813 health on there. The Moira has half armor with almost 200 HP. Mina's going for more bullets in the clip that and weapon damage. That's gonna be a lot of just again, yeah, a lot of bullets. Moira's going for more balanced build. It looks like more of a balanced build for try. Still just wants that health. Don't unblame him.
I mean that Tracer's gonna be an assassin, and I mean Mina's already been doing that, and that Tracer is just getting scarier and scarier as this goes on.
Yes, and I mean, yeah, Mina's is gonna go flank. That Winston's not dying. I hate to say it, Pebbles, but Eags isn't dying. If you do, I'll be so surprised. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
That's crazy. 800 HP, looks like about 200 of it or so.
Already with
Armor, and it's getting really rough for the backline. Like Mina's getting in there with the Tracer, and then you're getting joined up with a Winston, so that's already a tough time to deal with. And then you get the Moira coming in as well as Try gets in and just makes it 3 people in the back and just wipes out the Pebbles, just methodically taking them out one by one.
Yeah, I've also noticed, I think the Kiriko, I think Sandy has an ability with cleanse gives him overhealth. I've noticed a lot of overhealth happening. Try is gaining so much overhealth every time just doing damage. So Try is just won't die. Eags won't die. Mina's not getting noticed. I mean, Pebbles will find a weak spot, maybe, but I already think this economy gap is getting to them.
Well, that is a huge pick there. Andrew's able to get Try, and that is massive, getting rid of a lot of that sustain, taking out the Moira, and now Punk is able to get into the back line and get Ferguson. So that's going to be 2, and that's going to turn this one around. Kanezaka Pebbles are back into the driver's seat for the first time in what feels like a long while. Just getting the mop-up kills now, but this will be their first solid push in a couple maps.
Yes, and with that being said, they didn't push the bot during that whole team fight. So Pebbles is going to get free distance, even though Do Something had a lot more time than them. And it looks like they're going to take her back. Mina's already got another pick on Andrew again. I feel like that's always been Mina's injury pick. Rush is already out. Oh.
Tried to answer by the beat, but the beat's a little bit late. It's not able to save Pomku, and that is devastating, losing the Pharah in that manner. Now Try's able to pop that Coalescence and get 2 and almost 3, and you can see the aggressiveness that AR Do Something is playing with, getting into the backline. Luckily, this time they've decided to push the bot as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's I'm going to play on the objective of the game now. I will say that Try, whenever Coalescence comes out, is just a straight damage beam. Is literally melting the team within like 2 seconds with that ult. So Mina's already almost at 30%, gonna have Death Beam back. Pebbles has ults on their side, so does Do Something. But if they can bait out Cleanse here, I think they could easily get something going.
And this might have to stop there. We're getting into overtime, and once again, Mina's gonna start the fight off with a pick. That's definitely been a trend so far in this match. Ferguson's able to find another one with the rail here, and with the bot already at a lead, this is going to be up to somebody from Kanezaka Pebbles to take this one down, but there are losing members. There's not a lot of warm bodies left to be thrown here onto the point, and just one last touch is going to be met by the barrage, and Pop is going for two, and then taken down by Mina. So an attempted hero play at the end from Pomku, but there was just too much to do at the end, and now the score is 3-1 for AR Do Something, and they are just getting stronger as this match goes on.
Yeah, this is match point, and it's I don't know if this is push or not. Oh, this is the is it push? Or is this the cart one?
Yeah, this is the payload race.
Okay. We have stats in here, and we have, of course, other econ. There is now a significant gap between so there's still a gap between the Sojas by $2,000, $4,000 difference, but the Lucio Bells is like really low compared to every other support.
Yeah.
But this is...
And like look, you can see how effective Mina's been as well. You can see her bounty is up to 3,000 credits, so that tells you how much Mina's been doing on the Tracer. She's just been an absolute menace in the back line, and it really does seem like every fight starts off with her getting a pick.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Bells though. I mean, as Lucio, she has almost 17,000 healing. Now when she has slightly more of a healing build from that end. But yeah, I think Mina is just gonna keep getting that damage weapon power.
And shout out to our prod there as well, hovering over stuff so we can see what some of these choices are that people are buying. And Irrelevant, you called it exactly. With the Moira has an added perk to their coalescence that makes it last 25% longer. So
That's crazy.
You had that dead on. It definitely did last longer.
Hey, yeah, Death Beam and last long. I mean, yeah, that's Try is definitely a force. So is Mina. I mean, alone, those guys could probably sell the whole team if they felt like it. Big nade coming out. Where is this far up?
A good start here. You can see Pomku's trying to get back in line. They're trying to assassinate some of these backliners, but they're just so hard to take down right now with all that extra health. Now Ferguson's going to find the rail, got ahead of Pomku, and just giving Mina a slight break as they get the first kill in this fight. And once again, AR Do Something is just running all over Kanezaka Pebbles, and there's just no answer right now for Kanezaka Pebbles. They're just dying too quickly in these fights.
Yeah, no, and I mean, pushing cart, like I said, pillar race, you have one just gonna hold out the door. Oh, he finally dies. Big anti-nade just gets ripped to shreds. I mean, now they have some momentum. Oh yeah, they have the momentum now. They can easily start something of some form of momentum.
Yeah, this was a good turnaround for Kanezaka here. They're able to get forward, start chaining some of these eliminations together so they can finally start getting some momentum in their favor. Getting forward is going to come out here as well, and that means Try's going to be doing a lot of damage for the next 8 seconds. Nice sweep onto Keegs, and that is rough for the Moira, going off the map, and that is going to turn the fight on its head and really give an advantage to Kanezaka Pebbles. Now, they don't have to worry about that Moira doing anything. Mina's able to take down Pomku as they were about a foot off the ground trying that barrage. Just not enough elevation. Trade still coming through 1 for 1. And now we have the Kitsune rush in onto the point. Hunter's able to find one. Mina trades that back. This Tracer can just not be stopped right now. We got the Rampage coming out. Isn't able to find the too many antis with the Jungle Queen ult and with Bells going down as well. This is starting to look pretty dire for Kanezaka Pebbles.
Yeah, just finally takes the lead back with it. So Pebbles had a little lead, but I mean, look, we got Keegs. You can just see him all the way in the corner by himself, ready just to push him back at their door. They're literally going to jump this Ana. Yeah, they literally.
Well, you know what? When you're right, and Silvertall just gets blown up. That was rough for the Ana.
Gotta be bullying, bro. It's gotta be so poor bullying. Literally, you can see they coordinated together. It's just so mean.
that like I'm somebody that like enjoys playing support, but you don't enjoy playing support when stuff like that's happening to you. And you
No.
can see now they are just focusing in on that Ana. Whenever Silver Tulls has the gall to poke their head out of spawn, they just get jumped on by 3 people at a time, and that is going to do it. You can see the last checkpoint coming through here. So now Air do
Oh,
something is in
rooms.
the home stretch.
I like the Sandy POV. It was just chilling cart, and I was just getting out. And what was that? JQ's just gonna sit there. JQ's just gonna. Okay, they're playing point. OC comes out for. Let's see. Does he get anything out of it? Nope. They all just run away. He dies to
Yeah,
try.
and now with Kanezaka Pebbles just bleeding players once again, this looks like it's going to be the end of the match. And AR Do Something is going to succeed with a resounding win, winning this match. It's just been crazy for them so far.
I would say I'd give Try MVP, but due to the final of the map, I'm going to Mina. I think Mina's gonna be MVP right there. I think.
Yeah, I don't think I can argue with you for a second. Like it was
TQ, which is
just
crazy.
crazy. Like it was just like lobby admin. Like get out of my lobby. I'm going to continue just doing whatever I want. Like it was absolutely nuts. And after that first round where Kanezaka Pebbles looked so good, I was not expecting Air Do Something to win every map after that.
No, neither did I, especially the entire time. I mean, up until like the last round. Make sure I have this right. No, even after the final round, Andrew, the Soj for Pebbles, still had 5 grand extra economy than Ferguson. So I know Ferguson still dropped 40 kills. So either Ferguson relied on their skill more and just had a better knowing what they were doing, or Andrew's got the wrong perks and just didn't have a build to go around.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much to digest. Like you could watch these games back on VODs like 5 times to figure out what the heck's going on with like all these perks. Because like there's more combinations of perks that you can pick than like grains of sand on the beach, basically.
Yeah, especially there's so many different builds to play. I mean, I just see Bell had 21,000 healing as Lucio, and that's just crazy to think about because this is okay. So they played another okay. So they won game one. It's best of 2 out of these games. So they win 2 total. Okay,
Oh,
that makes a little more sense.
I really like that actually because that means that you know like Pebbles are gonna get a chance to go back to the drawing board. Hey, what worked? What didn't work? And you can swap out your heroes accordingly and maybe be like, hey, we saw that that Kiri or that Tracer just go absolutely nuts. Maybe we want to try that. Obviously it depends on the hero pools that your team has, but I wonder how that one-sided first kind of round went, how that's going to influence what we see upcoming.
I mean, if you're Pebbles, right? The main threat is Tracer. If they're allowed to do both ban DPS, there's no like saving or at least protecting. I think you go with the Tracer because don't get me wrong, Tracer Winston in general is going to be a hit squad in your backline, but Mina's still getting the first pick every single team engage. It becomes a bit of a problem recurring. So that's like their main, either that or Winston. I mean, Winston could just get so much hell over
Well,
time, hard to kill.
you gotta think with the way that last map ended, like Silver tells us is sitting there like, please ban the Tracer for me. Like
Yeah.
get that Tracer away from me. So yeah, that's another good point to bring up is like we get to refresh the bands as well. So we're gonna, see a couple of those heroes that were probably strong in that last map not be featured coming up.
hmm So try to see who they go for if they who they ban. I mean,
Like
Pebbles. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just Tracer.
think I'm fully with you. Yeah, if you're Pebbles, that's probably where you're gonna go, just with that how that went. But on the other side as well, if you're AR, like maybe like I don't know who like if there's an obvious ban for them to pick this time around. Do you see anybody that you would think would be, a prime candidate for the ban?
No, I mean Lucio could be just because of so much healing output, but then again, Silvertail's only had 8,000, so kind of just picking up where it was lost. But there really is no person you want to target. Maybe you want to do, maybe if you want to run a certain comp. I mean, if you're do something, you should understand. Hey, Tracer's gonna be the first one gone, or Winston. Let's base around what our backups are if those guys are out, and then let's, I guess, ban something that affects them the most. Is how I would go about it.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of makes sense as well. Just thinking back to what they banned the first time, right? Like I believe they banned the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just go with something again. Obviously, they look comfortable playing dive. So if they're able to play dive again, do they just pick somebody who's kind of anti-dive and get them out of the equation?
Yeah. So I really am excited to see how this goes when we get our bans going. Yeah, going to ban and pick phase. So we're starting that now. But yeah, I wonder if,
And
if there's any swaps either. If there's any swaps at all.
yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that to see. No word on if there are any yet. I did just take a quick glance at the final scoreboard from that first match, and Mina did finish 59-3 on Tracer. So that's a pretty good kill death ratio, I gotta say.
Yeah, especially when you're just going round and round and just getting ignored for a little bit, and then by the time you do get noticed, the whole back line's dead anyways. So Neil's doing the job pretty well. On the other side, I mean, even Keeg's great. I mean, 52-5 as Winston.
Yeah,
I mean, almost 20k damage there too.
it's crazy. Like you could see how lined up their dive was, right? Like how connected they were between that Tracer and that Winston, and why it got just so much value for them. And this is interesting because irrelevant. I'm so sorry, but we're still
What are these ban rules? How is this even possible?
they're just like, yo,
What?
we're not letting him see Cassidy. It's just not happening.
Okay, I guess I'm still confused. So I know that if one team bans, the other team can also ban them. I did not know that you could just ban the same person over and over again, unless
Yeah,
that's just like a thing that I missed out on in the memo. But what
it,
the?
it's crazy to see three. So there've been four bands picked so far, and three of them have been Cassidy. That is absolutely wild. We are going to have a tank swap as well on AR Do Something. So Keegs is coming out, and M is coming in on the tank line. So maybe that signals that we want to see um, maybe less dive coming out as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So the
Cass
tank
is
switch,
still banned, but
yes.
Kiriko is also banned.
Okay, that makes more sense. At least, at least it
Yeah,
makes more sense of not both teams banning the same hero.
I was like, is that allowed? Is that even just like, is that double negation where it just comes like available?
Like the second team's not getting any value with that ban because it's already done. Like it's
Yeah.
just so the Kiri makes sense though because you could see how strong the Kiri got with that. It seemed like a Suzu build. Like obviously the Kitsune Rush was winning a lot of fights in the end, but that Kitsune build with the overhealth definitely seemed to be getting them some extra mileage. So makes sense that we see the Kiri ban this time around.
So do some or yeah. Um I guess I'm confused why. I mean, I still think Tracer be banned, but do something must be really scared of cast against a Tracer or of some form. Obviously, some build that I'm not aware of that I haven't played on it where cast has been double banned by the same team.
Yeah, like I guess Cass is just super strong. Like that's obviously a pick ban situation with Cassidy. It seems thus far. Surprising that they didn't ban the Tracer, but banning that like I get why they go with the Cass, but like on the other side of it, I'm surprised they didn't ban that Tracer.
Yeah. Oh my god, we're on the. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna look at the piece of food, but we didn't look at the robot.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, so it looks like Air Do Something is not going to want to go dive this time, so they've picked the Sigma.
Oh.
shout out. That's what I wanted to see. So
Just tease me, bro. Just
at least
stop
we
trying
got
to
that
camera on
going.
me.
Yes, but they still got the Tracer like the same lineup mostly. I guess it
Yeah.
was another new look that they're gonna have this time around. Juno, I feel like can get pretty strong in the later rounds too with some of the stuff that the Juno can get.
Yes. I am excited for Pebbles. Definitely a whole new look. This Torb, oh my god. I wonder what's going to happen with Torb. So I know it's definitely for the Tracer, right? And I assume Reaper was in case of another Winston.
Right.
But I want to know, what's this Torb going to be doing?
Dude, the Torb Reaper setup, like that's what we came here to see, right? Like we came here to see some weird stuff. And I don't know the last time I casted Torb Reaper.
Yeah, I'm ready to see this. I'm ready to see, like you said, you want to see how Suma played? I'm ready to see how Suma plays. I haven't seen Suma yet in Stadium. So I'm ready to see what this build is like. Okay.
Man, a Lucio Brig backline as well for Kanezaka Pebbles. That's definitely a bit of an unorthodox look. Silvertails is already lost by turret, so that's kind of a third of the Torb to a half already gone. And now we got going into the back line. You can see 100 on this Winston is zapping a lot of targets. Pomku's able to get one with the whip shot, so that's another note to make. Pomku now on the break. So for the first time since Ghosts, we're seeing a DPS player get put in brick jail.
Yeah, I'm so happy they figured out how to beat me now. Just need to backline with a shield. That is a job. Yeah, they're gonna get nowhere with a Torb turret rig shield. It's gonna be difficult to dive somebody. Oh, Torb turret's gone again. Just play a lot of poke.
Been tough so far for Andrew to try and get in onto that Reaper, and now Pomku has gone down on the break, so a lot of value being lost with the Brig out of the fight. A bunch of area healing that they will not have access to. M has already built themselves up to the Flux, isn't really going to bother using it yet as they are still onto the card here, moving it back in now with Silvertails finally going down. This is going to be AR do something, getting their first meter to the round.
Yeah, so we already have. Well, that's a big rock coming there from him on Lucio. Lucio Bell's already out. I mean, they have beat. Too bad he's in the spawn room. Pomko out. Most support's gone for Pebbles. I mean, this should be a quick cleanup. You see Torbolt come out. A little bit of a Torbolt. What?
And it seems like M Sigma is doing a really good job of just buying a ton of space. Same thing we were saying last round about Keegs, just that tank doing such a good job of letting the DPS have all the room in the world to operate with. Now the Pulse Bomb comes in here. That one is going to go high and wide, nothing doing with the Pulse. As Kanezaka getting back into the fight here. Silvertails does have access to the Molten Core, and they are going to pop it along with the Sound Barrier coming up from Bells. 3 ults now being spent as Andrew throws down the Death Blossom, and that's able to get one. M gets one back with the Flux, but the fight is coming through, and it looks like the slight advantage right now is going to Kanezaka. Now in a small room, you got the Primal coming out, and unfortunately, Hunterton's not able to find any picks right away. Now they do find one onto M, and this is going to be Kanezaka Pebbles back on the bot.
Yeah, it's going to be coming on the last fight here. It looks like OC and Rally is going to be the difference for both sides, and just I see a little bit from Torb. Some perk is a little bit of his ult, just one dot though. But as I said, Dusel is playing really slow. M's playing really slow compared to a really faster team on the other side. Wow.
All right, Andrew, showing why the Reaper shows up here as we are into overtime, and the push is coming through. So this is going down neck to neck. You can see the meters really almost the same here, and now with nobody from AR do something onto the bot, Kanezaka Pebbles once again go up 1-0.
Can they hold it this time? Can they at least get another map and hold this on? They go out swinging at least. Can they keep it though? That's what's needed.
I do like Jinx in the chat. They're saying nobody 4-0s Kanezaka Pebbles, which is true. It's not happening. But now they got to really keep this momentum up, because we saw last time, like you said, they were able to get up 1-0, and then the wheels kind of came off for them. So this time around, they got to really try and keep that forward progress going, and at least early returns. Andrew on the Reaper looks like a really good play.
Yeah, and Bells has 15,000 in the bank. Um, the highest average on their team is a little bit over 12. The other side, they're sitting at like 11 something as a team. So that was a lot more in the bank overall. Some bounties in their head, which is expected. But yeah, I already see a lot of ability power come from the Pebble side. I kind of did not pay attention to something as I was speaking. So excited to see what they're running. But yeah, Pebbles again running more ability power than anything else.
Yeah, and it's definitely a way that they can really keep the pressure on or do something like with that extra ability power. It can really supercharge a lot of these heroes coming out. Try still on that Moira, and that is going to be a really important hero for them as well, trying to keep that Moira up.
Yeah. Ferguson with the first pick on Andrew. So DPS for DPS. And see, Mina wants something. Mina wants somebody. Oh my god, back to being assassin. Like always. Oh my god. Oh, almost got two.
Yeah, Mina just taking names right now into the backline, but this time Ferguson started out with that first pick. And I mean, whether it's Mina, whether it's Ferguson, honestly, it doesn't matter who. It's really one through line that's been happening so far in these first 5 and a bit maps are those first picks coming out for AR do something. They seem to be starting about 80% of these fights on the right foot.
Yes. And I mean, Pebbles coming back a little bit slow again. No point given. They lost it first. They're gonna second map, but they're gonna try to get something. But M's just playing really slow, conservative, and Pebbles they can't do nothing. They're trying to dive in, and you see they get something going, then everybody just gets split.
Yeah,
Oh, Andrew out again.
that is a big flux coming up from M, and now the cleanup is quick and fast for the rest of AR do something getting in. Hunter Dane would rather jump into a pit of lava than continue that fight. And that's going to be a reset for Kanezaka Pebbles. One more fight left to go for AR do something, and it looks like we get a pause.
I think something on their mouse. I think just stop pause. But no, as we see again, I think Pebbles lineup worked great for push. But now you're facing more of a kind of a flanking team. You have a Sigma that can hold front. You have the Soj Tracer that can play the flanks. You know, Moira that can play the flank. Gino's gonna stay down mid. And all people really you have people, you have a team that can push in, right? Issue is your Winston can go in too far. Lucio has to keep up with them while trying to make sure the other team speeds in as well. So Winston, when they jump in, they're just too far forward compared to everybody else. And it just kind of puts them on a back and they come to split. And that gives do something the ability just to cage and trap whoever they want whenever they want to.
Oh, Mina's been found out here early. Doesn't exactly want to stand toe-to-toe with the Reaper, but doing a good job staying in that backline, staying inside, is able to throw in the Pulse Bomb. Isn't able to polish off that Winston, though. Luckily, there's a leap there to get out of the way, and now the beat comes out from Bells to try and enact this fight for Kanezaka. Pebbles getting into the front line. Try is going to throw down that Coalescence. Isn't really going to find much, as the point has been flipped for Kanezaka. Pebbles in onto the point, maybe trying to get a little bit more
see
forward progress going. We got the overclock happening, but not much being found for Ferguson right now. Being knocked all over the place. Able to find one here in onto Andrew, and that is going to give license to down the orbital ray, and that is really going to allow AR do something to push forward under that Juno ult right now. But Sandy is going to go down for their troubles, and with Hunter Dane throwing out that primal rage, this fight has been turned around. Kanezaka Pebbles are still in it and really taking the lead in this fight.
A lot of ults to use. Rally comes out there. I mean, I get you was 1 HP, but half team died. And when Gino did use Orbital Ray, they still had Primal going. So Hunter just kind of just knocked him away and kind of made that ult kind of useless. And now he's gonna hope they can hold. Yeah, last fight here for both sides.
Last fight, and AR does advantage, and Mina's able to find one with the Pulse Bomb almost instantly, and now the Davidic Flux is out, and that is going to spell the end of Hunter Dane, and this is looking dire for Kanezaka. Pebbles now tries able to find one with the orb, and that is just about going to do it here on Volcano, and AR do something, had the ultimate advantage going into that last fight, and utilized it perfectly.
And it sucks too because it didn't even stick to the Torb. The pulse bomb was missed, and I think the Torb walked over it, which kind of sucks. And Reaper almost had ult. I think he was trying to stay alive, and then everyone kind of fell apart, and he just couldn't gain it as fast as he thought he could.
Yeah, and it really feels just like a carbon copy of the last match so far. And I hope that I'm wrong because I would like to see this one go a bit deeper.
No.
But like it really feels like all of a sudden AR do something is starting to pick up a little bit of steam.
Yes, and I mean, again, looking at the difference, somehow do something that has doubled their kill ratios. The other side have been stagnant. I mean, Bells again is doing their most on a support character that does not do a lot of healing and still putting up 10 grand within the first 2 points. Okay, Railgun charge increase by one. Oh my god. Yeah, again, you see bigger clips, you see more tech power, just more with the ability power side. The other end, I mean, so far, again, so much health on that Winston, 700, almost 750 health. I mean, they're just not the best. I think that Tracer, to counter the Torb, yeah, is now running shield. They're running shields and armor now, almost as a full team, except the Soj. I mean, Juno's half shield. So one hiding around a little corner is going to get their health all right back.
Like that is just on paper, that is a durable team with all the armor that they have. As we go into another payload race here, so obviously both these teams trying to push their own payload forward while trying to hold the other teams back, and you can see the value this Torb turret's getting early on, shooting what appears to be just the Sigma shield, and now the turret is gone. Ferguson's able to find one. Once again, the DPS for AR do something, able to find the first elimination into this fight. The Torb getting a little bit is able to back away from the hyper spears of Ab and into the waiting arms of Mina on the Tracers into the backline. And that's the Briggs job right there. You could see it to a T.
Yeah.
The Briggs job was to fall back and try and get Mina out of there, but while that's happening, Ferguson's able to finish off Huntertane, who had access to less healing, and now AR do something is just head and shoulders above once again with these early eliminations.
They're just going to hold them against Spawn Door. They're going to do the exact same thing they did last time. The whole different team comp. Also, this tries more build scares me. So, wow, that was fast flux by M. But Try has an ability where she puts out 3 damage orbs, and then they do they're anti orbs. No one can take healing while those orbs are in your backline. That is really scary, especially you have Mina just kind of flanking and poking around. You can't out heal because there's nothing to heal.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes it gets overlooked, but like that anti-heal is such just a powerful way to be able to take something away from the other team like that. It can be so strong, and now we can see how this Coalescence hits like a truck, just getting in the backline and just rinsing everybody. So much damage coming through from that mortar ult. Now Mina's able to clean up Andrew. And if we're looking at the payload progress right now, Relevant, it's looking like we're getting close to the end here.
Yeah, if you get that Sandy POV, I want to see the main support on chill on cart. I think that's always the best thing to watch. Yeah, they have one touch. I think someone has, yeah, B comes out only a solo beat and does not matter. Just does not matter. Just rip to shreds. Oh my god. Misses the flux. Oh,
That's fine. Mina was already able about, and now you can see just members of Kanezaka just can't even make it to the cart, and that is a full cap once again. And now 2-1, AR do something back into the lead. And listen, I'm not a betting person by any means, but I don't think I'd be putting any money on Kanezaka Pebbles, after how this first round and a half has gone.
dude, look at you were talking about when we first started, the economy difference. It is a 20 grand difference as a team, as a whole. And that is insane that they have 20,000 more economy things to buy, and it's just gonna ruin Pebbles here.
And the only kind of way that Pebbles can really catch up is starting to get some of these bounty kills essentially to try and get some this extra money. But you look at the scoreboard, and nobody right now in AR do something has more than 3 deaths, which is bananas.
Yeah, that is crazy. And I mean, again, 800 health with a Sigma, and there's one of these shield. Like, that's just insane.
I was laughing at the Sigma health bar because it's just
That's
it's
yeah.
un-
Do something is playing such a durable team build, and I mean, I see they get the econ gap. They're just gonna keep amplifying that, because Pebbles can't do anything to really stop that right now. So survivability is gonna be their main key, I think, in this tournament.
like we saw Kanezaka Pebbles trying to load up on that armor on 3 different heroes. But right now, it seems like do something is able to just burn through that just so quickly because they can just keep hitting W. They can just keep going forward, getting right in onto this fight. Ferguson can just stay in the back line and dump in rail shots from now until the end of time. And if by somehow, by some miracle, you're out of the line of sight of Ferguson, you're probably right beside the Tracer in the back, just shooting you right from behind. So there's really
Oh
no
my
save
god.
spot right now for the Pebbles, and you can see it here as they all just get collapsed on, and there's no safe haven for them.
I get Cass if Cass is really heavy on the whole baby broken thing, understandable. But Mina still is just walking through the team, not really caring, pokes damage, you kind of peel, you unpeel, and then you just get collapsed on, as you were saying. Oh, Ferguson is the first one out though.
Okay, that was
Maybe
a
change of pace.
definitely a good dive coming through there for Kanezaka. Pebbles able to get in and focus down one target, but now Andrew's gone. So both teams down a DPS player right now. Silvertoes still trying to get forward on this Torb, hunting down for M, and they are able to get M. And now with that, the kills are coming through for Pebbles, so they're going to start this cap.
Yeah, they kill the 800 HP Sigma finally. Oh, where is Pomco? Pomco is in their spawn door. Got a pick, so worthy trade. Oh my god, Mia's gonna touch.
I mean, you can take the roll out of the DP, or you can take the DPS person out of the roll, but they're still going to go in and get some crazy kills, it seems, even though Pomku in the end was able to trade that one out here. Now, once again, we are to a tie game. This will be for everything here. Whoever wins this wins this point will win the map. M's able to push forward again, but even with 800 health, it can be a dicey proposition once these teams have souped up on the ability power. Now we got the Flux coming in, perfectly timed beat from Bells to make sure that that Flux doesn't get too much value, but Bells is okay with their life. And now the accretion crowd, both support ultimates coming in now. And with that coalescence going down for AR do something, they are just going to clean up, and now it's going to be up to Pebbles to touch, and I don't know if they can.
I'm not gonna be able to either. I mean, oh, okay. Oh, they may have some. Who's gonna be the one to walk in though?
Yeah, that's
sacrifice. Okay,
it's really feeling like the drags are just coming in now for Kanezaka Pebbles, and like they just couldn't group up quickly enough to get that last fight going. So it's basically like Lucio in dies, next person in dies, and all of a sudden they're 2 down before that fight even starts, and that's pretty much all she wrote. And now, I mean, AR Do Something is got a death grip on this game. I believe we are at a match point once again, and it's like as this match goes on, we are just seeing both the economy gap and like the kill death gap between the two teams just widen.
Yeah, I feel like Andrew has not gotten a kill since the first round. I think he's been stuck at 7 for a while, but the gap is a little smaller. It's not 20 grand, it's 13 grand, so a little bit smaller the gap there, but I still think I have so much faith in Pebbles to at least win another map. I don't want them to get gentlemen swept again, second time in a row. But as you see, again, you see health, you just see weapon power, you see some ability power, but it's mainly just weapon damage, and they're just going to run you down with weapon damage.
Yeah, it's weapon damage for everybody but the Moira, whose ability power gives them more damage to do. So it's like it seems like
Yeah, Sandy has a perk where if you go through her speed ring, you get 85 over health. So there's that already. On this side, I mean, it's just ability power across the board, except for Untrained. But
Like the difference seems to be whereas Air Do Something was doing all everybody was doing weapon power. The it looks like Kanezaka Pebbles were more like kind of hedging their bets, trying to get a little bit of everything. And unfortunately, it's just like they don't seem to live long enough to be able to use that ability power because they get just cut
no,
down by all the damage that's coming in from Air Do Something.
yeah, I, I have so much faith in Pebbles here to get a map. However, the odds are heavily stacked against them. It's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, and you can see like Mina knows the assignment. She gets right into the back line. So that big anti-dive deterrent of the turret is already gone. And I mean the turret's not the end of the world if it goes down, but like M's already got to pick onto the Torb as well. So they're down a person for Kanezaka Pebbles. Point has been unlocked, and AR Do Something easily gets this first cap. Nice of Breach to come in at the end here. Now, Hunter Kane is in a serious world hurt. They go down, and now there's just going to be some staggers before Kanezaka Pebbles are able to even mount another fight.
Yeah, I mean, you get when Alicia went on your tank, and you're just gonna walk. Yeah, M definitely wants to walk on him here. You can see it. Oh my God, Mina just jumped on him, got a kill, and then went back up top. That's insane. Yeah, just Mina's being an assassin on Tracer. Cass must be really broken to not want to ban Tracer.
Yeah, and like right now, it's like three things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Mina getting a pick early on in a fight. To really cut Kanezaka Pebbles down at the knees, and now with M
God.
getting rid of Silver Dolls again, like this is going to have to be another reset. 65% and counting. Air Do Something still has a couple ultimates on liners. M is just blowing up everybody, and now we're in the final fight territory. And man, saying Kanezaka Pebbles are behind the eight balls is a
I'm just
massive
gonna pick him up. I'm just gonna pick him up. Just gonna pick him up.
Like just getting the point here is going to be an absolute nightmare. They're going to go for it here. Ultimates being spent. We got the coalescence out from the Moira. Hunter Kane is trying to get to the point, isn't able to get here, and that looks like it's going to just about do it. Just Bell's on the point trying to stall this out as long as they can. Andrews there on the Reaper, throws down the Death Blossom and gets
With a
instantly
shot.
deleted.
With a shot. With a
And
shot.
that is a really good example of
That's so
how
funny.
that
Good.
whole map went.
Again, you had to call it. You're like, I think it's a carbon copy. I don't want to talk about it though. It might have been a carbon copy. The exact same thing
Yeah.
happened. Wiz first map
I,
has somewhat of an advantage and just gets obliterated after.
yeah, just spent the next 4 maps getting just. It felt like almost like they were getting killed coming out of spawn half the time. Like, somebody would stick their head out, and either Mina or Ferguson would just take them right down.
Yeah, I still think my MVP is Mina. So
I
I think Mina's my
I
MVP by far.
I still think I'm not going to argue you. I haven't looked at the numbers for this last match, but like it couldn't have looked that much different, right? Like it was
No,
probably similar.
no. I think it was only 11 kills less, same amount of assists, same
Yeah,
amount
she,
of deaths.
yeah, she only got 48 limbs this time
Only,
around. So
yeah, only
bit
this
of a
time.
bit of a downgrade, but like it was crazy. But
God.
like Mina was the one in the kill feed doing it, but like that is the definition of a team effort. Like the dives coming in, and then even when the Winston was gone and they substitute out and they get M on the Sigma, it just changed the formula. M would get forward, push into space, and then you could either die to Ferguson if you're kind of hanging back, or if you hang back further, then the Tracer gets you.
Yeah, I still give it. Yeah, definitely Mina. I mean, M did great. 35,000 damage is insane. But, both maps very
Yeah, really.
consistent.
And I think that's really this has been really enlightening. What we're going to see for the rest of today and the rest of the weekend. Like that's already putting a flag in the ground to say like watch a Tracer. Like maybe people weren't planning to ban a Tracer. Maybe now they should. I don't know. Could this be a
Yeah.
one-time thing? These are all questions that we're going to get answered as we go on. But at the very least, Mina, she was just out of control and absolutely deserves that MVP award.
Yes, 100%, 100%. So we have our second map. We're gonna take a little break, but this next team, if I scroll up far enough, is what is the next? It is. I have it here. No, I don't. It's round two. I don't know what round two is, but where we're playing next, I think we have something to look off of. They have an idea who they want to play with. Teams they have already some set. Maybe they've tried already and done this, so kind of excited for that. Thank you. Eternal Furry versus Banshee. Okay, I gotta see who's on. But yeah, I'm ready for that. 7:30. So what? About like 10 more minutes? Yeah, about 13 minutes to that game. Ready for that. Hopefully they're ready. Hopefully they have bans in place. I'm ready to see what they come about. I want to see if they take something from do something. Maybe they learn from Pebbles, or it's just a whole brand new scheme.
Like we're in it now, right? Like we
Yeah.
have some data, and it's just gonna keep growing as we're going. So we're gonna step aside for a quick break here. But like you said, Irrelevant, we're gonna have Eternal Fury, or sorry, we're gonna have the next match coming up after the break. So stick around, and we'll see you in a moment.
que la passion. N'éprouvant aucune compassion. En amour, je joue pour gagner.
Hello, everybody. We are back at the BPL Stadium tournament. I'm Newbie. That's irrelevant. And we're getting ready for our next match here for Eternal Fury and Banshee going up against each other. But we've already had quite a fun day with our first match. Some crazy combos happening. No Cassidy quite yet, but maybe that'll still happen.
Hopefully, I'm hoping.
But yeah, it's been a good time. But what did you make of that first match? And what are you looking forward to after finally seeing the stadium stuff in action?
First thing first, winning the first map does not give you a big advantage as you think it was. Two, economy gap does exist, especially as a team and definitely between your other counterpart on the other side of the team, as well as just team coordination. As we saw, Do Something was playing a lot more stability, a lot more health based. The other side was trying to play a little bit more damage and just ability power. So keeping yourself alive and sustainable as a team seems to be working out better. Of course, it's only first game of 3 rounds, so anything can happen. But from what we've seen so far, the ability to stay alive is going to be the better chance.
Yeah, that's really something to keep in mind. I guess that's always been true in Overwatch. Like you always want to, try and play for your life to a certain extent. But I think it's really amplified in this stadium format with all the extra ways you can kill people. Essentially, like you need to have that extra sustainability to combat it, and it'll be interesting to see if we have any different heroes come out because like we haven't seen all the playable heroes yet. Obviously, both those teams in that last match really kind of stuck to their guns for the most part. It's like a couple swaps, but maybe we'll see some more comps coming out. I mean, we did see a tour, which I didn't have any thought of happening.
No. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I want to see if anyone goes with the Tracer pick as well, if it's Tracer ban at all. As we've seen, it looks like Winston and Sigma have the most health as a team.
Yeah.
Their rosters. Eternal Fury versus Banshee. I personally like Eternal Fury. I know more of these guys than the other team. Just how it is. I know Ronin played against him a few times. He's a really good DPS if he can get going and get hot. The other side of Banshee, I only know Gag and Dusttail. Maybe not even Dusttail. I think I only know Gag, personally. I don't know if you played with any of these guys or played against them.
Not necessarily played with, but I have casted, I'd say the majority of the players here at one time or another, like Chasey or Dusttail, who's ever in on the tank line for Banshee. That should be pretty strong. Like you mentioned, Gag is another good player as well on the support line for Banshee. On Eternal Fury as well. Pika Simp for the support line will be something to watch, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for seeing. And how does this happen again? Why? How is it both teams? How is this allowed? I get that's a thing, but how do we allow it? Winston is out entirely. He's just not usable anymore. Apparently, they just shot him in the back.
It truly feels personal, like against that hero, when you're like, listen, we really don't like you. You're getting double banned.
That's crazy.
But hey, that means Cassidy's available, so maybe we'll see that. Seeing some of that fan the hammer action, and it looks like we will. Eternal Fury will be running out with a cowboy. It's happening.
What? I'm looking at the support line. What in the world am I looking at? Curie Briggs, Zen Curie. I mean, hey, if it works. Hazard in this? I didn't realize Hazard was in this.
Like Zen Curiel really interests me off the hop because like normally I don't feel like that's a combination that works super well, like in vanilla Overwatch, but I think in Stadium, like Curie can get so strong. It could be doable. I haven't really seen a ton of Zenyatta, so that's another unknown element to this as well.
Yes, I just saw a thing for Ronin, who's playing the cast. Every kill adds 25% to his ult charge. So keep an eye on him just to be kill stealing. I would not be surprised. I think Zen, I've seen some things. He can get to a point of like like unlimited transcendence. Like he can just rack up transcendence every other second.
That would be that I imagine would be pretty powerful, having that kind of ultimate at beck and call all the time. But Sim's able to get the first pick here in on to Z, and that is going to be a trade coming out. So the hazard has gone down. Kanezaka is in there as well on the dash kill to finish off the hazard. And now Ronin is showing up on the cast, able to get rid of one, and that is going to get Eternal Fury to push up. They do lose Sky Beam, but Ronin is still getting the picks that are required for Eternal Fury to keep pushing this forward. However, it looks like Banshee's going to get the first cap here.
Zin's already at 7% of transcendence. That's scary. Coastal Blade on the one end. Kiriko nowhere near anything. I have Bola. Maybe pour down. Oh my god, Sim's gone again. Gag just throwing it down main and hoping something works.
I mean, it really is going to be a tough assignment for the hazard to be running into Discord Orb a lot, I feel like. I feel like that's the one thing for a tank specifically that they're going to have to really watch for. Is getting that Discord, and it's able to get a pick onto Z as well, so that's going to start this fight. I mean, Eternal Fury right now looking pretty good, trying to get over to this point, but they just can't get enough picks. Like, Ronin's already got at least 3 by my count, but this will be the first time they're getting in on the pick. They have to keep Simp on this hazard alive and kicking, and this time around it looks like they are doing a better job of doing so now, getting into the backline, trying to push out that Genji, getting down to 1 HP, and it finally goes. And Eternal Fury gets the flip, and it really felt like the name of the game there was keeping that hazard up.
Yeah, and I mean, Eternal Fury is about to have 5 ults ready to go. Banshee, at least he'll have 3 going into the next fight. That, it'll be something. I don't really see how this Transcendence works out, what they use it for. If they use it for High Noon, these are both, they just use it to push in general. Ooh, almost got a big wall.
On this because Sigma kind of coming up the side or seeing if they can get in onto the point, misses the accretion, and that is going to give license for the hazard to go in and throw the downpour in on the point. Flux comes out on the other side, and Ronin's able to get one with the High Noon and now move in over onto the point. See, trade one's back, and then pops the overclock.
Big dash. Oh my god.
Getting forward on that brig, has the rally popped, and is just a terrifying prospect for anyone to go up against right now. And Dusttail just learned that the hard way.
Yeah, big bash. Riley comes out, you see Soj pop overclock and just gets shut down immediately. Blade came out, Ronin got his High Noon off, must have had deflect and canceled. So both DPS ults on both sides got canceled out immediately as they were popped. So good start by Furry here. I mean, last fight too, right here.
Yeah, this one's going huge, and that is a big rush in on the able to find one. And now with Ant getting another, this is all but over. Eternal Fury is going to take the first round. Showing with a bit of a slow start, but really was able to pick it up by the end. And you can see Pika there getting the ally MVP. Really kind of an unsung hero in the backline with Akariko.
Yeah, and I mean, going to push here, and again, we see him, just because you won the first map does not mean you have the advantage. So, I mean, economy's only 10k, less like 7k differential. I mean, things coming in, we see damage, some ability power for the Has, more web damage. Let's see some lifesteal for Ronin. Kiriko's just gonna play Kunai. I don't know what the Brig is gonna do. I wonder what Sky's cooking up over there.
I mean, Hazard with over 700 health, wild too. That's gonna be a tough one. But he did get that. I would assume that recent nerf to his block would count for Stadium as well, I would think. So he can now be headshot.
I was wondering that too. I don't think it should, but I also was wondering that. I was like, does that also go into this? But I mean, we see Katsuki with a lot more ammo in the clip. So going for a lot more direct, aggressive approach on their end. Poke tank is going to be a little bit difficult. We got poke tank. You're going to play a little bit corner, but you play with the Genji might be able to play the ones. Just has to get the ones off.
And a quick shout out to Jimmy B in Prod as well, pointing out that Gag's running a Zen build right now that basically always buffs his attack speed, so making the Zenyatta even more lethal coming back into this here, so that'll be
Oh
fun
my
to see.
god.
Just melt people down, just trying to find one of these volleys right now, not able to do so. Both teams just poking and prodding right now, not really wanting to make that first big engage.
Yeah, they're on with one already. Can they get a second? Oh, they get a trade off on both sides? Wow. Hey, that's two. Okay. Might
Okay,
be. Oh my, Ronan. Ronan, please. I'm begging, no. No!
You can see how both these teams right now, their supports are very exposed. It's obviously the priority targets on either side are getting rid of these supports first, and that means the first push here is going to go out to Banshee, getting some decent push here before Eternal Fury is able to come back in and recontest.
Yes. And I mean, we're pushing. We got full charge, better have Flux. Flux at 85%. And they're trying to get someone sealed out. It's just great slide there by that Sojourn just to get out of pressure.
And neither team quite up to any kind of ultimates to speak of as of yet. Although that Gravitic Flux looks like it'll be one of the first ones online here soon.
Here it comes.
For Dusthail, and there it is. It is going to come out. They're going to pop that one right away. Maybe hoping to catch somebody from Eternal Fury unawares that they were able to build up that ultimate so quickly. And now Dusthail and the rest of Banshee are pushing forward. They're going to get this first checkpoint here. So that's huge for them. And with 1:06 to go,
Ooh, wow. That was the
really
clone.
good. That, yeah, it almost looked like a really good shot there from Gangster.
Yeah. That clone is going to keep throwing me off because he keeps getting the pick on it every time. Okay, Trans comes out. Fully used. High noon.
They're just trying to hold on to these ultimates till the Transcendence elapsed, and unfortunately, Dusthail, there was not much you could do. Stuck in the ground from the Hazard ult, and then just gets blown up from the High Noon. So that is going to be Eternal Fury finally on the bot, starting to get a push of their own going. But they got 30 seconds and change to go about 51 meters, and there is going to be that checkpoint in there, so that's going to be a bit of a delay as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be either on sides that comes to, I mean, close to rally, but you have Blade, OC, and Rush. Those two at the same time would be a crazy combo. If Bola can get some going. Oh my god, that was
able to, yeah, that is the perfect use of an overclock right there. Able to get in and get one, but Sim's able to find two back on the Hazard to turn the Fury, turning this around right now. And with Skybeam getting another kill with the rally pop, this cart is still moving, and we are going to have one more fight to decide this round.
That is twice now where the Genji has popped Blade and just gets shut down immediately. So they have rushed. Here we go. So this is the last ult, unless somehow Ronan get High Noon off as Cass, and he, oh, Hazard just taking a beating in a corner.
Yeah, that's rough for the Hazard.
Pick.
So many cooldowns getting dumped into trying to take down this tank, and now Ronan's able to get one, and the picks coming through. Eternal Fury is looking like they're going to clutch it out. Dusthail's going to find one, but it's going to be too little, too late. Eternal Fury is going to get the bot over the line. And that was like a dicey for them for most of that round, and they were really able to clutch up at the end there. That couple kills by Simp on the Hazard near the end, things around.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely get an entry pick on the enemy Kiriko. You somewhat, you know, to give you a 5-on-4 instead of 5-on-5. But we got stats here. Ant has not even been picked out. 2 maps through, hasn't been died once. Simp has died a lot, but mainly from that first map. But I mean, both teams doing the best they can, but I mean, Ant's just an issue, just kind of playing corners, playing back, no one willing to dive. So I think Ant's hanging around Pika, from what I've been seeing, either hanging on Pika or hanging on Sky, just for peeling issues, which is perfect how you should be playing it. But I still think Banshee can still have something in the bag here. I mean, it's only a $3,000, it's a $6,000 difference in economy, so anything can go.
Yeah, and this will be like, it's good to see this back and forth come out at the beginning here. I really like this matchup too between Dusthail and Simp on the Hazard and the Sigma, just because those two tanks have such different styles.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Hazard could definitely, you know, get in there if there wasn't a Discord orb. So every time he gets in, he does get, you know, blown up, which is the right thing to do. I feel like Ant just kind of goes unnoticed. Every time Sim goes in, Ant can just put damage down range and has nobody to contest him.
Yeah, and that really bears out in the deaths too, right? With the 0 deaths for Ant. Just kind of high in the sky, just untouched, unbothered as of now. You can see them taking this flank over onto the right-hand side here, seeing if they can catch somebody out early. Does
Oh,
land a shot
wow.
in on the Genji, but Ronin is actually going to be the first to fall down. And that is a big pick, getting rid of the DPS. Obviously, Cassidy's such a huge source of damage that Banshee
Oh my
will just
god.
not have to worry about. And now with Ant coming in, this is Ant and Skybeam, honestly. Like the Brig Freya combo has been going crazy so far, and now we got Simp getting into the back once again.
I just want to point back out. Whatever Sky on the Brig with, like you said, Ampere is insane. Just, you have the automatic, you know, boop out in the air, sticky arrow. There's no way you're gonna survive that. There's just no one's gonna give to you. And I think, if I am correct, I think Ika is running the rocket kunai.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it got 2. That's crazy.
Speaking of rockets, Ant blows 2 up with take aim, and now Simp is really just cleaning up at this point, 46% and counting. And we've seen this movie before where eventually all of Dusttail's cooldowns are exhausted, and they just can't handle that hazard right in front of them anymore, just playing at too close range. Rally gets popped here as well from Sky, and that is going to keep everybody healthy and able to back up without getting staggered here.
Ant's trying to get something. Trying to get one more. No, but yeah, you see Bolo got High Noon. About to have Rush. The other side, Trans, you have Flux. You about to have Overclock, about to have Rush as well. So a lot more ults for Banshee here. If they can play it right, could definitely flip this point around.
Yeah, this will be
Just one.
have to be Banshee's fight to win here. Does it get in onto the punch? Flux comes out, and they're able to get rid of Skybeam, and that's huge considering how Skybeam has been crushing this lobby so far this round. And Simp are able to get back in. And I mean, that Freya is just lethal in the kill feed. It feels like Simp is always in the right place as well to clean up these fights. And even though the ultimate advantage was there with Banshee, they just couldn't turn it into a fight with.
I mean, alone in that round, 10,000, averaging a little bit around 10,000 economy a match. I mean, just so much damage thrown on range and just getting assists and picks off. I mean, look at that, 21-0.
That 0 is looking bigger and bigger each round. That's crazy that you can go this far into a match and not die at all. Like, and this is normally one of the moments where I'll always say, like, you got to give the shout out to the support, right, for keeping Ant up. But Ant just feels like any chance they have to finish a kill, they do it.
Yeah. If somehow Ant goes at least through the first match with no deaths, I will be so surprised, because usually how Stadium works is at first it just becomes a deathmatch game, and then you go objective, then deathmatch, then objective. They're doing the same, but usually someone does not last, 5 to 6 fights in a row without taking a death to the column.
It's wild. It's honestly like I don't know how much longer that can keep up. Like, we're kind of like on Ant Deathwatch. We're kind of waiting for that first one to happen now.
Yeah.
But Banshee's got to be more worried about winning a round, because they are fallen quite a bit behind, and they really gotta take this one here.
Yeah. And Banshee's running a bit more, more health sustainability way. Furry, I mean, Tank has health and some shield for Ant, but I mean, they're running a bit more just kind of whatever they want personally. There's no real team thing. Like, that's insane. Just wrapped and left Ant. Is Ant gonna live all over there by herself? Ant's gonna live all over by themselves. That's crazy.
Pika right now showing off those rocket Kuna, is able to get a kill in there, and now with Ronin getting one as well. That's Eternal Fury taking the first cap and just continuing their dominance, although Gagster punishes them going a little bit.
Okay. So 2 staggers, and it's going to try to get out. But I mean, we saw the DT fight. 4 of them went left. Ant was stuck main by themselves, and just once they got their backline gone, everyone peeled away from Ant.
now
Either are
with
scared of Ant or Ant's just that big of a problem.
I mean, yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. Simp right now getting into the back is able to get one get to Pika, but Ronin is also able to get Siren. So Eternal Fury, they've lost a couple members. The flip has come through, but they still want to fight this. They're still staying in on point. Z is really trying to keep them at bay with the Totem. Simp's able to get back in and get rid of that Genji. Now with Simp getting two, really showing the value of that Hazard and Bike Block getting in there, just creating so much space for the rest of the team and cleaning everybody up for Banshee. And just like that, Eternal Fury is back on top.
Yeah, Ant's trying to get something going here, trying to get an early entry pick to stagger somebody. He's willing to sit up front line just to get it. I mean, you have Bolo ready to go, you have Hainu ready to go, you have Rally ready to go, you have Fortnite almost ready to go. Rush is kind of getting there. But I mean, yeah, last fight here again, anything's going to happen.
Yeah, with all those
Prince
ults,
is down really early.
extremely winnable fight now for Fury. Able to get in and now get a couple, and that's just going to do it. Nobody's able to get onto the point here. And that's 4-0.
Yeah.
That is just pure dominance coming out from Eternal Fury.
And you already have an MVP vote. I know it's really early. You have an MVP already. I can already assume there is 30 plus kills in that column with no assists and no kills.
Like
He should have died twice.
Yeah, and that's like, I mean, I'm bad at aiming, so I always say that Freya's hard to kill, but I think that's more of a skill issue on my part. But I mean, like, Ant's making me feel a little bit better because they went 23-0.
Yeah, I feel better. If you have 5 people not being able to put a break on you, that's crazy.
So yeah,
Abby
obviously,
and Siren, wow.
yeah, and that's
Both
crazy.
supports.
That's a huge support line, obviously, but I mean, sometimes when Freya's popping off like that, kind of makes the game so hard to play because there's so much burst coming out. And I can only
Yeah.
imagine the burst ramps up with these stadium perks that people are getting as well. So listen,
Yeah.
like they gotta figure out some way to like shut down Ant or maybe even like shut down Simp because Simp obviously is doing a ton of work on that Hazard to create the space that Ant needs to operate. Like there has to be a big change here. I don't think the Winston ban was maybe the most optimal, but the more I think about it, maybe it's just an agreement the two teams have. We'll both ban the Winston, and then we can play what we want.
Maybe. I mean, I'm looking at Banshee stat line right now, and I just don't think Genji is going to be the move because I think in 3 of those matches, at least 3 of those separate battles, they popped Blade with no value. I don't think Blade got popped the last map, but the other 3 maps, I think every time Blade was popped, it was high noon death, overclock death, or just could not get anything out of it. I get Genji has a good build, I get that, but it's kind of hard when you can only rack up 36,000 and you don't have a map to your name. So unless they can get something going, it might be worth it.
It feels like just the way the teams were set up, like the Genji was always just kind of on the periphery, on the outside, just not really getting a ton of value. Like it honestly seemed like for some fights they were next to invisible, right? Like,
yeah,
just like so that is definitely something that might need to be looked at getting changed. Like, who knows? Like Genji's one of those heroes that scares me, and I do think Kitsune Sake has the talent enough to like just take over with a Genji. It's just after how that first round went, I just don't see it happening.
Well, Banshee did the right thing. They've banned Freya, so they got rid of the heavy hitter and the turn 3. Winston's been banned again for the 3rd time, so no one likes that character. That's, I mean, I guess it's how to get up there. I understand, probably rampage something, but that is insane.
Yeah, that could be
Crazy.
just the hero pool, right? Of Dusttail, if Dusttail stays in, like they know Dusttail can play. I've seen Dusttail play Winston, I think, in the past, and if my memory doesn't fail me, they're quite good at it. So it could just be like more of a targeted ban that way to be like, we don't want that smoke. Get that out of here.
Yeah, I like it valid. Yeah, ready for this? I mean, I expect Banshee to change up. I wouldn't say everything, but maybe a different team comp that works with one another. When it comes to Eternal Fury, Ant just has to make a change, whatever that would be, whether it's back to a different hit scan or they go Tracer, because we've seen Tracer just be unstoppable. So excited. I'm excited to see what happens. Also want to see what their first map is, which push. It is a push map.
Yeah, we got Esperanza for the first one. And just taking a quick looky-loo at the builds here. So a little bit of a change from Eternal Fury. Sim's going to be running on that Sigma instead of a Hazard. And that's it. I guess I had to change to the Soj. But Sojourn and Freya seem to have a lot of similarities in my books, like with that burst. So
Yeah.
that checks out. Soj makes sense for me.
Whole change come for Banshee. We see the JQ come out. We see the Reaper. We see the cast match. We see the Moro. They stay the Kiriko. So Kiriko's not horrible. Gotta get. I mean, they have a build clearly in mind. Just gotta make it get there to make it work. I'm ready to see how the JQ gets put together.
And it really does feel like, speaking of the Kiriko, like that seems to be the one hero that, unless they're banned, always shows up.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be the one constant. But yeah, like the Junker Queen, like you think, because she's so like reliant on her cooldowns and her cooldown rotations, like getting a lot of that ability power would really, make her an extremely strong tank.
Yeah, because you have to get ability power, cooldown, and ability power in general. I feel like would make her insane, or just more health. So much health and then cooldown would be insane.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it has to play out like that for Maronin on this Cassie. Again, looked good in the first map. I know you mentioned, Relevant, before we started, how strong Ronin could be on the DPS, and they looked every bit of that first time around. And we'll see if that continues at all. But Simp, once again, is really good at finishing off all these kills. Like, I can't imagine. I'd have to look back at the stats, see how much damage Simp is doing, but they're definitely getting a lot of final blows.
I mean, last match was at 11.6. Ronin sent at 12, and then Ant sent at 14. So doing a lot, but just might just be put on the finish. That is a great early pick there by Simp, especially on a support. And then I didn't do the choke point yet.
That's just a green light for Eternal Fury to be able to push forward as far as they can. And they are going to have those ultimates online starting soon. The Deadeye and the Flux both together, they could put those together and make a Sky Noon.
Oh my god, Ant. Yeah, just came into the spot room, let the man breathe. That's crazy. Just died, walked all the way back to get popped in the head. Oh, it's going to happen. He definitely see him on the planet.
Z has that High Noon online. Ronin's able to get in and win that Cassidy duel. Throws down the High Noon as well. There is a Suzu being spent to try and keep the members of Banshee alive. They got to stay in this fight. Wraith Form has to be used to keep the Reaper safe in the air, but the minute they fall to the ground, they fall to their death. Dusttail forward, getting one, getting another with the axe, able to punish Ant. What seems like the first time ever, but there's just not enough people left here for Banshee on the point. It's just going to be the Junker Queen who throws down the Rampage, but a little bit too much.
Lazy Coalesces out spawn.
The JQ stayed alive long enough for the rest of the team to get back and flip that around, so they are going to get a little bit of their own.
Yeah, get some push on. I mean, great use by Coalesce there from getting out of the spawn room. Just fade, help your teammate. Your tank out almost dead, and then take point back. I mean, they're finally moving bot. Fury are gonna be able to show up and stop him here before the bridge. In OC, you have Curie on this side. You just have High Noon. You're close to Blossom. I mean, if they can bait out hand from Simp, anything can be possible. They'll have freedom to do whatever they want. Wow.
Seconds left here. We are going into overtime. That is crazy doing there. They start falling Z and
DPS out.
The Reaper, so both the DPS cons, so not a lot of damage left. I mean, Dusttail has been doing absolutely everything they can on this Junker Queen, but eventually they have to succumb. There's just too many members of Eternal Fury in on the point. Overtime is going to burn away, and Eternal Fury's run just continues.
I mean, great picks there by Eternal Fury. I mean, you got rid of the 2 DPS, the only ones that had ult, and you popped them before they could even get a chance to set up. Is great. I mean, they had Rush on their side. They didn't even have to even worry about using it. Fury are definitely showing out right now and proving that they are the ones you're going with. And with 2 deaths, runs over. Sadly, no Freya kind of shut him down. But Sip again already have 5,000 damage, 14 and 1. That's just insane. Just so much damage coming out. So,
Yeah, it's tough to overcome that amount of damage too. Like at some point, like you just like it feels like it's happened a lot with the members of Banshee. They just run out of cooldowns and the damage is still coming at them. Like eventually they just run out of tools to be able to mitigate just all the violence being thrown their way. As we see these upgrades coming through for Banshee here, that Reaper with a lot of extra armor is a really cool one to see coming out here for this next Clash map. So it'll be the first to 2 for this one. And Eternal Fury can really take a death grip on the series if they go up 2-0.
yes. Yeah, especially when, you already have $5,000 econ difference. I mean, no bounties yet, but anything he could take it away easily. But yeah, I'm excited to see this Reaper with armor, especially with more ammo in the clip as well. Probably just sit around the corner and flank all he wants. Or get shredded. That's also kind of cool.
I was going to say that
Simp again.
was an early kill, and then the prophecy came true, and it was an early kill. Z goes down, and now Stimp is forward, has the support to be able to just push everybody back, and it looks like the Banshee is essentially trying to disengage her. They lose Gag late. That's going to be rough. I don't know if they can mount any meaningful first point, especially with Siren going down. Yeah, this first point looks done and dusted.
Oh, it's gonna flow back to point. Yeah, and just like that. I mean, game point. That quick. I mean, or at least this match point. But wow, Simp just gonna just keep walking forward without a care in the world.
Yeah, Simp is just large and in charge on that Sigma in onto the point, and now you can see, like right now, Ant's just standing in the back, unbothered because like that Sigma and Simp is just so far ahead. However, Skybeam is going to go down here first, so this is going to get a little rough now for Eternal Fury. They are going to throw down the Flux and is able to get rid of Tsunekake, and now Gag back in, able to get 1, and this is going to be Banshee winning this fight. But even this second point here on Clash, the spawn advantage is so strong for the defending team.
Yeah, because especially now they're coming late to choke, and they already have set up on point. They're set up on the left, set up on the right, set up in the far back. I mean, you're gonna have ult, you have Coalescence, you're about to have Rampage. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Oh, he could have gotten 1.
In quick succession, this Deadeye seems to be lasting forever, and Dusttail goes down, and that is devastating for Banshee now, losing that JQ so early in this fight. I don't think they'll be able to make hay with that gone. Ronin's able to get rid of the Reaper as well, and now Ant's just standing on point with that overclock, just zoning people off, and now the touch coming in here from the Moira to see if they can get anything done, and Ant finds a headshot in onto Siren and finishes off Gag with the disruptor shot as well. So Ant doing the heavy lifting at the end there, but honestly, once that Junker Queen was gone, it seemed like it was all academic.
Ant is just not missing. I mean, even with perks and extra damage and whatnot, I mean, the ability just to go from some chip damage to a full real headshot next person. It's a repeating process. Just keeps doing it. Someone falls. Well, back. So I mean, look, 15 and 3, 24 and 1, 11 damage within the first 2 maps. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it just feels like, I don't know, like on paper, my initial, like at first blush, I was thinking, you know what, this Sigma is going to struggle into the Junker Queen a little bit, and obviously I've been completely wrong. It's turned out to be the other way around. The Sigma is just running circles around the JQ.
Yeah, especially when, I mean, you have cooldown with overhealth, you have a Reaper that can fade and teleport out, you have a Soldier that can slide out, you have a Moira that can fade out, and you have a Kira that can TP out. the other side, you have a slide and a TP. So Banshee on paper should have the ability and cooldowns to just get out of places. I mean, you have a roll, which can help, but you have the ability to get in and out of places faster than Fury.
It's unfortunate. It seems the problem ends up being the second they get in, they find a couple headshots. Eternal Fury finds a couple headshots, and the opportunity to get back out never seems to present itself.
Yeah. I mean, other sides. Anything can happen. I mean, again, there's no flanking trace this time, so no need to worry about your backline this time around. But I'm excited to see how these castles play out compared to each other.
Yeah, and that
The jump.
getting really forward, getting really aggressive, forces the Sigma over the walls. The Simp has to bail on that fight pretty quickly. It seems like a good move, honestly, to stay alive in the fight. He's able to miss the accretion. Suzu comes out from the Kariko to keep Banshee around. Now they're hanging out by the drum, and you can see Eternal Furies got themselves over onto the point, and they are going to get that first tap. However, Kanezaka is able to get in and get two on the Reaper, so the Reaper's starting to pop off a little bit here, seeing if they can turn this fight around, and it's able to find one back with the rail shot as Gag falls to the floor. And now Ant's gonna get three. Ant's going absolutely wild. Somebody has to stop them.
Have it and get the fifth.
Now Simp was selfish and didn't give Ant the 8.
Wow. Awesome. You know, you had an MVP vote, not no more. You lost it. Back to Ant. And with the 4 pieces and 6, especially being down 2 real early in that fight, and then you flip it and gain more percentage, is great work from Ant there. I mean, but he's not getting pressured. He's just not. No one can pressure him, which is like kind of a little bit of an issue.
And you touched on it as well. That was maybe the best luck Banshee's had all game to win a fight like that. Is getting those 2 early from some great play from the Reaper, and now their creations in onto Dusttail. Has to use the shout, gets a Suzu on them as well to keep them hale and hardy as they get into the back line. And now Ronin's able to find one. That gets traded out. Pico goes down as well. Both Cassidys making their names known in this fight. Gangster finishes off 2 with that Moira, and now it's going to be tough for Simp to keep going here. Ant was able to find one with the rail shot before they went down, and Banshee's able to get the flip here and start getting some cap percentage of their own.
Yeah, Banshee finally has control. They have 3 ults ready to go. They're about to have Death Blossom. I mean, Fury has 3 ults as well coming up. I mean, it could be a lot more devastating than Banshee, but Banshee has the ability now to hold this. They have with the team comp to just bunker down and have them come to them. They really get in and out of places real fast. So Hainu comes out. Let's see.
That's right with Ronin here to get the finding out first. That means Banshee still has 3 ultimates left on the board, but they're not going to get used to that coalescence as Skag goes down. And now with Ant getting another with the overclock, this is tough. Eternal Fear is going to trade it here, and they are still going to have 2 ultimates online for the next fight. They're going to have the Rally from the Brig and Simp's Gravitic Flux.
Yeah, Banshee should have 3 as long as Reaper can stay alive. Oh my God.
That is going to spell disaster for Banshee. That means a free Flux coming out now for Simp. And even though Ant falls to the Coalescence, I don't think it's going to be enough. Ronin getting in over onto the point. Gag trying to do everything they can to stay alive. Finally goes down to the whip shot. And now it's just Dusttail throws out the shout in dismay, and they go down, and that's going to do it. Another round going to Eternal Fury.
And again, I mean, Katsuki Sake dies with before he can even get it off. Like he has it there at the very end. By the time he's able to use it, he's already like the second and third one out. And sadly, there's nothing to do about that. I mean, it's not the fact you're just hold on to all the entire game for the last fight. It's just by the time you do have it, it's a team kill, and it's you have the touch point to live or to stay in the fight. So unless they can get a better shape, some more perks, get more damage, or way to get better ult charge, it's gonna be rough because you're always gonna be down a DPS ult pretty much.
Yeah, and it's really tough to come back from these early picks. That Eternal Fury seems to keep getting these fights. I mean, outside of that one fight we talked about where Banshee was able to get 2 picks with the Reaper early on, they were down a person really whenever the fights kicked off, it seemed, and And you know, Simp and Ant, I think you know the front runners on this team right now have a lot to do with that.
Just to put out, Simp had almost 700 HP with like a 65% damage weapon boost. I see why Simp is able to rack up these damage and kills so fast. He's just walking forward and just basically just making space, and no one's can stop him because he's too high. He's too much health, and he's put out way too much damage to counter him.
Yeah, this is going to be the last hurrah here for Banshee. They got to find an answer to some of the questions we've been asking to start starting these fights off maybe a little bit stronger, getting one of these early eliminations. Like Ronan and Ant right now are just dealing in so much damage from the back line without taking a lot of the headshots in onto the Jungle Queen. Forces Dustel to just disengage immediately, get some healing because the poke that is coming out is just wasting their cooldowns before they can ever really get going. And now Z is able to get the first pick here on the Ronin, and that is absolutely gargantuan. And now it's up to Banshee to see if they can follow it up with more Eternal Fury, a lot of low HP bars, and Dustel is able to finish off Skybeam. So this is going to be a solid first push here for Banshee with behind those picks.
Yes. I mean, Banshee finally on the right foot. They're about to have Rampage, about to have High Noon. Siren does go down first, but it's not too bad. Just to win. Ooh, never mind. That is going to be kind of worrying. Let's take bot back with him. 5 seconds to me saying they had the good chance.
Banshee was looking so good there, and Ant tips down one domino, and just everyone else falls right after. And now Simp is already back, throws down the Flux, isn't able to get anything this time around, is a recipient of a snooze at both tanks are as they come out, and Rally comes out, and Ronin's able to finish off Dustel. A great Ronin, or a great rally comes out here from Skybeam. And now Ronin's finally showing up a little bit more on the kill feed, taking some of those away from Ant. Skybeam had Kanezaka in a very rough spot there. In a small corner with the rally. But the High Noon we got coming back here. We got High Noons on both sides. However, Ronin's not going to get to use theirs right now as they go down. And Gangster back in the fight, showing some good aggression here.
This is anyone's fight. This is anyone's match right here. I mean, Banshee playing to hold on, reverse this entirely. Fury just trying to make another easy queen, quick sweep, and be done for the night. I mean, but it's a lot closer of a match than we've seen between these two.
And the Ajax there from the Queen really didn't help much matters either, although Gangster's going to throw down a nice coalescence, and that really mitigates a lot of the extra stuff coming out from the Kitsune rush. And now Dustel's able to get into the back line and just clean up. And this is going to be Banshee taking the lead with only 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and we see 3 ults coming from Fury. We see 3 ults on the other side. I mean, then out. Gag first one out. OC comes out. That's 2 gone.
It's going to be tough to come back. There might have to be one more fight here. I don't know what Banshee can do to make one final fight. Still 5 meters remain for Eternal Fury to push the bot. This is going to be it, because if Eternal Fury wins here, they are going to take the match with a 4-0. But Banshee really not making this last 5 meters an easy proposition. And now Stim's back. They have the good predict Flux online. The Susan comes out maybe a little bit early. Flux out, goes down. Ron's able to get one. And now Katsuki Sake with the death block and is able to trade. Both High Noons coming out now, both trying to push away the other Cassidy. Stim's able to get one pick in here onto the Reaper. That's a lot of damage gone. Gangster gets one back. And the
big twins.
Big Susan comes out on the Rampage, and that is going to spell the end. It looks like Simp able to get in onto the point. It's now a 1v1, and I'm going to take the Sigma over the
oh my god.
Anytime, and now Simp in onto the point. Now has a Brig back to support them. Can anybody from Banshee elongate this any further? They're really trying this out here, going as far as they can. We'll see how long Sky wants to hold on to the rally. They want to pop it now as Simp's able to get one, and Ant gets another, even though Gangster trades one back with the Coalescence. It's just drags coming in onto the point for Banshee. Nobody is quite left, just the one player, just the Reaper, just trying to hold on. And a valiant effort coming out from Banshee, but Eternal Fury takes the match 4-0.
That is insane. I thought Banshee for sure had that when it came to ults. I mean, North High Noons, nothing came out of it. But I mean, absolutely just everything fell apart. I don't know. They just got stuck behind that bot, and I think Sim just went to work. Just so much area damage, and just got away with it. And then that is just good on Fury.
Yeah.
I mean, double sweep. But man, I thought Banshee for sure would have gotten that map.
And like this scoreline does them a little bit harsher. Like yes, the first round, let's say, where they went up 1-0 Eternal Fury, they looked really good. They stomped obviously and didn't die. But that
Yeah.
second 4 matches, even though it was another 4-0, that one was a lot closer than the first 4. And that last fight, like that was crazy. They had it and then they didn't, which was kind of the story of the whole day for them.
Yeah. But I will say, if we had to look at, individual performance, Sip definitely did so much more as Sigma that second match compared to being Hazard. He did a lot of Hazard, but I mean, they played a bit more slow as a team. For that first map, they played fast, dive backline, hold them. Setup was, all right, we have control, let them come to us, and then we just kind of corral, and they have nowhere to go. First time was, we are going to make them flee the cave, now let's make them hold. Yeah, I still have Ant as my MVP.
I also that's what we're going with for the MVP. I was gonna say
Yeah.
you can't ignore a whole
No.
round of 0 deaths. Like that
Yeah,
is just
that's
absurd. Like it's I always try and maybe stray away from like giving the MVP to like 2 supports or sorry 2 damage players in a row like we have today. But sometimes you just can't ignore it, right?
yeah. I mean,
I feel like it was such strong performances. First Mina and now this map for Ant. You just
Yeah.
gotta give it to them.
I mean, Ant's overall KDA was 59-7 between 8 games. That is insane. Yeah, Ant, you definitely well deserved it.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, Irrelevant, what are your final thoughts after this first day of Stadium? Did it live up to your expectations? Was it?
It definitely lived up. But I mean, anything can still happen, right? We've seen different team comps, seen different people run different characters different ways. And we've seen some similarities, some mirror matches, but I mean, it's going down to what are the teams comfortable with as a team versus who's comfortable with being, hey, this is my one trick or my 2 trick characters. I know how to run them the best. And is there going to be a team of 1 tricks or is there going to be a team of all chemistry?
Yeah, and I know something for sure. I'm looking forward to when AR do something with Eternal Fury because I think that one might be a banger. But that is going to do it for us for today. Tomorrow we start at the same time with the final round of the group stage, and then we got a single elim bracket beginning with the quarterfinals. So for Relevant, I'm Newbie. Thank you so much for watching. Big shout out to Prod, Jimmy B, and the crew.
Thank you.
Doing everything. They are wonderful. And thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow.